People just are blind. They don't. Let's get out of this political rhetorics. Let's see the fact. We're seeing it. The country is much better. It's more safer. There's increased prosperity in the country. I'm telling you, our macroeconomic indicators are much better. I didn't make it. The president did not make it. Look at the GDP growth. Look at the report that came out from the National Bureau of Statistics, that those reports are subjected to international standards. Goldman Sachs, everybody, those are the reports they look and come to every time. More increase, significant improvement in agriculture. We now have more agriculture contributing more to the GDP than oil sector. Look at the infrastructure development. Look at all the safety net program, the money the president is dedicated, the significant budgetary allocation to health, education, social protection, infrastructure, security. So let's face it.
I know you are very.
So that was Dr. Tunji Alausa, that's Minister of Education. So what he's trying to say is Nigerians have grown over time. Nigerians have actually increased over time, because with my research from 1999 to 2023, that's like 2 years back. In 1999, Nigerian GDP was this year, that's gross domestic products. That's the meaning of GDP. Gross domestic products have increased over time. In 1999, Nigerian GDP was around $59 billion. But right now, as at 2023 till now, Nigerian GDP is around 364 billion, which means Nigerians have evolved over time. But there is something that is disturbing here. This is where the problem is. Nigeria is not producing as much as they should. You get, in agriculture, Nigeria is lacking backward, continual resilience over oil, leaves Nigeria vulnerable to global shock. So Nigerian capital remains low. They say per capita GDP remains low, with population growth outpacing economic growth, which means the people, the things we are producing in this country, the people, the citizens, the population of Nigeria is more than what is coming into the country. That's why I say that things are quite expensive, because there is higher demand in commodity compared to the consumers. Do you understand? Because let's say now they make products for like 2 million people, when there is extra 30 million people who are supposed to consume this product. So if 2 million people consume the product, the remaining 30 million will be starving. That's what it is. Do you understand? So everything Nigeria is producing, Nigerian is even in debt. That's the worst part. As it stands, Nigeria is still planning to borrow more money, even after removing fuel subsidy. So which means it is not that many of these things are caused by Tinubu, the president, because that's what people classify it as. They believe that it is Tinubu that is causing it. But if you check very well, it is the expenditure. That is what Peter Obi has been complaining about. The rate at which we spend, Nigerians spends money, it's not to be compared to what we are making. Do you understand me now? Like now, let's say Nigeria makes 100 million a day. Nigeria spends 250 million a day. They make 100 million. So Nigeria is spending more than what it's making. That's why it looks as if we are backward. And this money is not being invested in projects that are generating more money, but instead they are being invested in people. People are the ones siphoning this money. That's why you're looking as if Nigeria is lacking. If you go to If you go to economies that are growing, countries that are growing, you find when you go to countries that are developing, you find out that they invest more on things that will bring more profit to them than consuming what they have. The same thing goes down to your business. Let's say you open a business and you're making 1,000 naira every blessed day from that business, and you're spending 1,500. Where is this 500 coming from? You are already entering your profit. You're eating both your gain and your profit, because now you have minus 500 from your profit. You made profit of 1,000. You are now removing 500 from your capital, because there's always a capital, there's profit for every business that you do. So Nigeria is spending from both the profit and the capital at the same time. That's why it's looking as if Nigeria is backward in everything. We are generating more money. We are generating money, but we are spending more than we are generating. That's why we have to go extra miles to borrow to meet up with what we have. Do you understand now? That is why Nigeria is backward. And this system has not just been from Tinubu alone. Many of the past leaders have gone through the same process. So the question now is, what are the structures that should be put in place for Nigerian to grow better? We have to cut the cost, things that are eating this money, and start investing in things that will bring more money, and start spending money in necessary sectors where we can be making more money. Now, once Nigerian is able to, basically our leaders are able to realize that this country is crumbling and this country is diminishing by the day, because we are losing more things. Our naira is losing value. Inflation is coming on a daily basis. They have to start thinking about, what do we do? So that, because the more money we borrow, the more we are behind. Now let me tell you why the disadvantage of borrowing money. When you borrow money, you are like a slave. And now, secondly, again, that slavery does not just end in the person you're being enslaved to. You are enslaving yourself. Do you know why? Now, if you borrow 1,000 naira and you make 100 naira every blessed day, or let's say you make 150 every day, you have to compulsorily return 100 naira. You save 100 naira and it's only 50 naira, leaving you in bondage, leaving you in lack and want, leaving you in captivity. That's it. So the more we Nigerians keep borrowing money, the more we keep going backward in life. The more we keep going backward. Nigeria is consuming every single thing that comes into it. We are even owing to the point of owing. So borrowing more is causing us to remain slaves. Countries like Saudi Arabia, they're not owing anybody, because they generate everything inwardly and invest and bring people to invest in what they have already. So people are coming to boost the economy they have already boosted. Do you understand? So it helps the country to grow. It helps them to grow. Instead of owing more, instead of them borrowing, they are now lending out. Now, those people they have lended to are going to return that money with interest. They have made an extra money. Do you understand now? That's the advantage of you lending instead of borrowing. Even as an individual, as a person, when you borrow, you become a slave to that person you're owing, because at the end of the day, you're going to pay with interest, except if somebody, or maybe your brother, that just say, oh, okay, don't worry, just pay me the exact amount that I gave you. Simple. Some people will even say, okay, out of 100,000, okay, can you return 70 to me? Can you return 90 to me? Keep 10K. Except that. But anything that makes you borrow with interest, you are automatically slave to that person. That's what Nigeria is going through. That's why Nigeria is backward. It's not that it's from Tinubu. It is because that is what the system has caused. The system has caused over time. That's why Nigeria is the way it is. Thank you guys for watching to this hour. I love you guys. Thank you. Do not forget to like, share, and comment on this video. Thank you very much, and follow us, subscribe for more interesting videos like that on our YouTube channel.